Trapezing is one of the many good things about catsailing. We're going to take a look at how you do it. Okay, so before you're going to go trapezing, we need to make sure that the trapeze is the right height for you. If it's long, it will mean that you're effectively heavier and you'll have more leverage to keep the boat pinned down, but it will make it more difficult. So the Hobie system, the standard Hobie system, is using this part, which we call a dog bone, and we can adjust it by just feeding the rope out. And if we want it a bit higher up, we can pull this through and then it will lock just like that. About your body's width above the deck is a good starting point. So that's going to make it as easy as possible to get out onto the trapeze. And then as you become more confident with it, you can have this lower down so that you do have that extra leverage. On the more advanced boats like the Tiger or the FX1 or the Tornado, as well as there being the dog bone adjuster, we also have an adjuster with a cleat like this, where we can make it longer or shorter while we're actually out on the trapeze. Okay, so we're going to start off by looking at trapezing as the crew. So we'll start off in a seated position on the boat, feet in towards the middle. We'll take our trapeze ring, put it on our hook, and then with the handle, all we're going to do is lightly push away, and that way we just know that we're not coming unhooked. Then from there, we're just going to shuffle our way out, backhand on the side of the boat until we're hanging, and then from there the front foot comes up onto the side. Again, just holding the handle here, not really pulling on it. This is just going to help you to keep your feet down. And then from there we're going to push out, having our feet just over shoulder width apart, which is going to make us nice and stable. And there we are, easy. And then as we go further forwards, we'll feel a bit more pull to the back, so we might have to bend our front leg a little bit to prevent us from swinging back. As we come more to the back of the boat, we'll get the opposite, and we might need to bend the back leg to stop us from swinging forwards. When it's time to come in, we're just going to put one hand on the handle, bend the legs, hold the side of the boat, and then take that foot on, other foot on, and then just going to pull up to get over the side. There we go. If we're going to go out holding the jib sheet, so we're just going to take the jib sheet in our hand here and leave enough slack so that there's enough rope to go out. And we'll put the jib sheet in the same hand as the handle, and then the same procedure, hanging over the edge, front foot up onto the side, and then there we are. Very nice. If when you're going out you're feeling like you're going to fall backwards straight away, it might be worth going out the other way round, back hand on the handle, front hand on the side of the boat, and there we are. But it depends on which type of boat you're sailing and which point of sail you're sailing on. And then coming back in, there we are. Lovely. Okay, so then if we're trapezing as the helm, we're going to be needing to take the main sheet and the tiller extension with us. So the easiest way to do this is firstly putting the feet under the toe strap, and that's just going to stop your feet from coming up in the air, and it's going to make you feel more secure as you go out. And then we're going to clamp with the tiller extension on the back beam, and that's how we're going to push with our backhand. And then front hand operating the main sheet. Good idea to take it out of the cleat so that we can release if things start getting a bit hectic. And then the same again, front foot up onto the side, and then as we go out, just sliding our hand along the tiller extension, and there we are, sailing from that position. And then coming back in, we'll reach down the stick, main sheet out of the cleat at this stage, and then we're reaching down as much as we can, and then we'll just pull ourselves in over the edge, and we're looking forwards again. The most important thing with trapezing and helming at the same time is that you stay in control of the boat at all times while you're moving in and out. So we don't want the rudders to move at all when you're going in or out. So we want the boat to be going straight and steady all of the time. So let's just do that again. Feet under the tow strap. We're going to take the tiller extension, clamp it on the beam, working our way out. And we can just hang there for as long as you like. You could just sail in this position if you want. You could put the tiller extension on your shoulder, and that's a good intermediate position if you don't feel ready to move out onto the trapeze, or perhaps there's not enough wind. And then from there, foot on the side, pushing out. Again, the wider you have your feet apart, the more stable you'll feel. The closer you have your feet together, the more like some sort of racing hero you're going to look, twisting your body forwards, pulling a face. Very nice. And then coming back in, tidy up first, main sheet out of the cleat, hold as far down the tiller extension as you can reach, and then in we go. We're just pulling up, and there we are. If you're ready to go out without using your hands at all, then this is good because you stay in control of the boat a bit more. So we'll get in this position again, hanging, but we're not clamping this time. And this way we're going to go out back foot first if we're not using the clamping technique. But then coming in can be pretty much the same, reaching down, and there we are. Magnificent. Okay, so having done that on land, I think it's time to take it out on the water. Okay, so today we're joined on the boat by Nick.
Hiya.
He's one of a new generation of sailing instructor here. Okay, so here we are on the Pacific, and we're going to take a look at going out on the trapeze. Nick is just going to steer the boat on a close reach so it's as stable as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by hooking on. We've already set the trapeze heights as we talked about earlier. We're going to hook on, and we're going to hold the handle with the front hand. We're then going to work our way back until our weight is on the wire, and then when we're comfortable there, front hand on the handle, back hand on the side of the boat. We're then just going to bring the front foot up onto the side, and we can stay in this position for as long as we like, although it's not particularly comfortable. And then from there we're just going to push out, and there we are on the trapeze, loving life, hand in the air. Oh yeah. And then from here we don't have to hold on to the handle. Nick's feeling a bit of juice there, it's getting a bit windier. If we're coming forwards, maybe just head up a bit, dude. If we're coming forwards, then what you'll feel is you need to bend your front leg slightly and have your back leg straight to stop you from moving backwards. And then as we come backwards, just watching out for Nick's tiller extension, then you have to do the opposite, bend the back leg and straighten the front leg to keep that position there, because you'll be feeling like you're getting pulled forwards a bit. So your kind of even balance point would be around here, where you're directly below where the trapeze is anchored from on the side of the boat. Okay, and then coming back in, maybe if you could just go to the back a little bit there, dude. Coming back in, just going to take one hand on the handle, one hand ready to catch the side of the boat, bending the legs. We've got the side there. Oh, don't capsize for f***'s sake. And then in we go. There it is. Lovely.